Archipelagic City. Water and fire form new networks of decentralized, concentrically organized neighborhoods where urban federations emerge. This region is threatened by multiple disasters, from storm surges to wildfires that increase in frequency and intensity due to global climate change. A resilient urban federation is created by a group of tiny self-governing organisms, connected like an archipelago, avoiding the risk of overconcentration that tends to make a city vulnerable. Island District. The Island District, a distributed cityscape in the low flatlands, consists of an uneven and undulating landscape with islands and waterscapes shaped artificially during urban development. Under normal circumstances, the ponds are lush with vegetation, creating urban parks and various waterfront conditions for recreation. The ponds function as water catchments to control flooding during a storm event. At the same time, the undulating surfaces between the islands baffle the water surges and wind to reduce the impact of the storm as it strikes land. Residential areas built on the island hilltops above flood level are free from water damage and functional disruptions during a storm. Bridges and promenades connecting the island hilltops will help restore access to archipelagos quickly. The backwash from large tsunamis and floods destroying the urban environment is a significant threat. The island district prevents the destructive backwash by releasing muddy waters to the ocean slowly along a predictable path through the urban topography. The residents can enjoy the changing landscape as part of their daily lives as the water is gradually released.
They constantly invent, there's some new kind of a method. At the same time, the lifestyle is changed, and then they changed to the how can I say, to the way that the people, the life become humble in terms of production and consumption, and that actually slow down the economy.
Tower under. In coastal areas, instead of trying to block typhoons and tsunamis with overbuilt infrastructures, the tower under is a unique building type in the archipelagic city that absorbs their massive power and turns this power into energy. The high-rise towers along the coastline are supported by piles that reach bedrock and are designed to withstand seismic and storm surge forces from wind and water. In addition, vertical wind power generation systems are built into the structures, converting windstorms into electricity. Electricity generated by wind power supports the energy required to sustain the day-to-day life within the towers. Excess power is distributed to other districts and becomes a stable energy source in case of massive disasters. The tower's podium remains structurally sound and functions even during sea level rise, letting the tower stay above sea level and maintain a self-sufficient living environment. Since the self-sufficient tower environments are connected by bridges, the associated urban network is maintained even when the tower's podium is flooded.
All the vertical landscape are becoming ecology, and they receive water collections and recycling, so they become hub of kind of re-engine the tower in a way.
Cluster blocks. In dry, forested areas facing the risk of wildfires, the cluster block, a network of several autonomous and self-governing organizations, is organized to prepare for large-scale wildfires through its unique road network and zoning strategy. 5 residential areas are systemically divided by interconnected, wide streets in this area. In case of wildfire events, these streets become a tool for firefighting, evacuation, and a barrier to prevent the spread of fire. The public facilities are built as community hubs, providing programs that enhance community resiliency in the area. Co-working spaces, schools, and libraries are placed at transportation nodes, such as intersections and central parks. These facilities will provide fireproof shelter that protects residents from heat and smoke during wildfire events.
Hope that I actually had was to actually redesign this kind of ecosystem of stakeholders and somehow trying to somehow make them work so that creates more symbiotic sort of a relationship, so that somehow the phenomena of the fire will shift from disaster to the natural phenomena or the part of the phenomena, so that there is a more soft, flexible relationship to maintain this environment as more acceptable for basically all of them. So for me, establishment of such a kind of ecosystem is the sort of evolutionarily regenerative urban system.
The archipelagic city deliberately disperses urban functions rather than concentrating them in a conventional city plan, allowing the district to cope with disaster events and diversify its risks. These self-governing cluster communities, in terms of energy and environmental policies, are linked through advanced networks of software and hardware and the philosophy of regenerative urbanism that aims to coexist with disasters and prosper with them together.